Hello, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to EnglishEverest.com IELTS Writing Task 2 lesson. In this lesson, we'll be looking at the different stages of this type of essay, put together sentences, vocabulary, and what you need to produce an essay capable of scoring around about a band 7. We will identify the topic, identify the task, plan the essay, and look at the structure. Today's question is, as countries develop, more people buy and use their own cars. Do the advantages for the individual outweigh the disadvantages for the environment? So the first thing to do is look at the title and take some keywords from the title. The keywords focus more on what you've got to write about. So here, I've written down countries develop, more buy cars own use. Okay, so that is the topic. The question or the task, of course, is below. So the topic is the effect on the environment of more and more people buying cars compared to the benefits for the individual. Okay. So the reason I've put develop here is because you need to develop your answer. It's kind of like a reminder to myself more than anything for this video. Okay, so then you've got to decide what the task is. The keywords from the question is, do the advantages for the individual outweigh the disadvantages for the environment? Just take the keywords, put them together so you know exactly what you're focusing on. Because often students will not take down keywords and they will write about something which slightly goes off topic. Going off topic is a big no-no, so make sure you avoid doing that. So we have to decide if the advantages people get from the increased use of cars or buying more cars is better than the effect this has on the environment. So the essay is not asking you to talk about the advantages and disadvantages. That's a different question. This is asking you to focus on the advantages. The question is, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? And you will also see questions with the opposite. Do the disadvantages outweigh the advantages? So you'll see both types of questions. So steps. Decide your position. Which one do you agree with? To try to give equal balance to each side is okay, but it makes it slightly more difficult to write. So I would suggest, as many other teachers do, take a position and stick to it. Brainstorming, deciding what ideas to write about. If you're one of these students who has problems thinking of ideas, then you have to read more articles, watch TV programs, whatever you need to do relating to the topics covered by IELTS, like environment, health, jobs, society, transport, education, and there are more. But read up, get vocabulary, get information if you don't have that information. Also look at your own country. All of the things that IELTS talks about happen in your country because they happen in every country. So look at your own country for information also. Okay, so the structure for your notes will take the same form your essay will take. Topic, sentence, reason or supporting information, an example, and a summary. Summary is not always necessary, but I recommend it. So let's move on and look at planning and creating our essay. If you decide that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, then your essay will be more focused on highlighting the advantages. If you believe the opposite, then your essay will focus more on the disadvantages. So my ideas: advantages, disadvantages. Advantages: more convenient method of travel, increased status, less reliant on public transport, and save time. If you have any ideas, you put yours down. Disadvantages: more fossil fuel needed, coal, oil, gas, all that, or oil mainly. More pollution created, more traffic congestion, traffic jams, and more roads and parking is needed. So choose one idea from each to develop your paragraphs. Then we're going to prepare the plan. Remember to write about both aspects of the topic, although more weight will be placed on your chosen opinion. So for this example, we're going to say that the advantages do not outweigh the disadvantages, because for me, there are more things to the disadvantage than to the advantage of. So that's what I've chosen. So disadvantages: air pollution or increased air pollution. And here are the things I'm going to put in my topic sentences. Ideas: so increased pollution, more emissions, damaged city environments. Remember, these are my ideas, so the sentences will reflect them, not 100%, because when you're writing your ideas, you're not writing sentences, you're just writing outlines. And in favor of cars, time saving. So I've again put my reasons down here, my topic, supporting an example. You do the same. Remember, making notes. Put your notes in a logical order so you can see how you're going to develop your paragraph. So, creating our title. So we paraphrase the title. We have the title here, and what I do is, for people who are lower level, I try to break it down more into little chunks, chunk, etc. So I think that's the best way for most students to do it. Higher level students can do their own thing, but lower level need a bit more guidance. So I always believe that taking it down into little chunks is better. So as more countries developed, and here I've paraphrased them. So look at the paraphrasing, look at how it's been done. Here we're using a noun, here we're using present continuous, are developing. Here I'm using a clause, a number of nations which develops, nations which develop increases. This is a little clause here. So you can adopt many different ways to change the title by paraphrasing, but you obviously have to know the techniques and know the grammar. More and more people, an increasing number of, more and more men and women, etc. So look at these. Buy their own cars, buy and use their own cars, purchase cars, private use. Sales of private cars increasing. If you buy a car, it's generally for your own use, so you don't really have to say this. This sentence doesn't say it, but it implies the same thing. Acquiring, getting, usually buying. Domestic use, use at home, or for the home, not in the house, of course, for the home, or for the household. My opinion, you know how to state your opinion, so we don't need to look at that. Remember, you can stop the video at any time and look at any of this. Okay, advantages outweigh, do not outweigh. These are our two choices. So I've made 3 responses focusing on this. They do not outweigh the disadvantages. If you want to change to the opposite point of view, if you say they don't outweigh the, they do outweigh the disadvantages, then you just change the grammar. Less harm, more harm. Here, less than the harm, more than the harm. So make sure that you practice these sentences. It's also a good idea. Don't just write a sentence once and think, well, that's it, I've cracked it now, I know how to do it. You will not know how to do it by writing that sentence once. To increase your band score, you should include a thesis statement. This is an outline of what the essay will include. This statement tells the reader what the basis of the essay will focus on. So what it will focus on are the ideas that you've generated. So the structure of an introduction should have title, opinion, thesis statement. If there is no opinion required, it will be title and thesis statement. I've color-coded them so you can see which each one is. With the development of more countries, an increasing number of citizens are acquiring their own vehicles for domestic use. What I've done is I've taken that from our previous examples. So practice putting together different titles and paraphrasing each one. It will increase your skill at paraphrasing, and in turn you'll be doing it much more quickly. I am of the opinion that the benefits for each individual are far outweighed by the harm caused to the environment. My opinion. Green. Thesis statement. This essay will focus on air pollution one side, time saving the other side, as two factors, one of which will support each side. So I'm saying pollution is going to support one side, time saving is going to support the other side. So body paragraphs. For these body paragraphs, I've color coded them with the topic sentence in purple, the reason or supporting information in green, the examples in orange, and the summary sentences in blue. So I'm going to begin, because I disagree, because I believe that the benefits do not outweigh the drawbacks. I'm going to start with the drawbacks, of course, because that's where my focus is. To begin with, an increase in cars will lead to an increase in air pollution. There's my topic sentence, short, to the point. This tells the examiner what this paragraph is going to be about. My reason, this is due to the fact that emission rates are rising globally in line with increased car sales. By adding more private vehicles, or you can just say private vehicles, to the situation will only be exacerbated. Again, vocabulary, exacerbated means made worse. As an example, two major cities, New Delhi and Beijing, are experiencing major health issues of their citizens due to the poor quality of the air, to which cars are one of the main contributors. So this is my example, and what I've done is I've made it into a complex sentence. Joining clauses together, make it longer, okay, to which, due to, okay, so practice doing this. This is the point of your essay where you should be developing complex sentences. Don't make your topic sentence complex. Make it clear. Clarity is more important than complex. When you're developing your ideas, that's where you can use complex sentences. Okay. In Beijing, many citizens can frequently be seen wearing face masks for protection against car emissions. So here's all my examples. Thus, it's safe to say that the needs of the environment must take precedence over the need for convenience. Okay, so car is convenient. I've used the word convenient, even though it's not directly related, but it's one of the things that we say cars give us, convenience. So this sentence links back to this because air pollution is combating the needs of the environment. The needs of the environment is less pollution. So this sentence links back to this one, and all your summary sentences should link back. Paragraph 2. Nevertheless, in its favor, there is the advantage of increased time savings. Okay, I haven't actually said about the car because I've said it in the next sentence, but the topic sentence is clear. Here's an advantage to this situation. You know what the essay is about, so we're just talking about the topic. Having one's own car means not having to negotiate public transport systems, which involves several stages, including getting to and from stations or bus stops, resulting in increased journey times. So I've turned these sentences into a complex sentence. It's longer and its clauses joined together. Car travel eliminates all of these things. So it's saying all of these things you don't have to do if you have a car. As an example, recent surveys showed that employees who drive to work are more punctual than those who have to use other forms of transport to get to work. So this is kind of, punctuality is a kind of, goes hand in hand with saving time. This demonstrates one aspect of car ownership which is beneficial to the individual. So I've said, yes, there are benefits to the individual, but my opinion is those benefits don't outweigh the drawbacks, and that's in my first sentence. Okay, conclusion. So color-coded conclusion discourse markers to indicate this is a conclusion in red. Restate your topic in green, restate your opinion in scarlet, whatever it is, and summary sentence in purple. Now, for your conclusion, the summary sentence is just your thoughts for the future or your general thoughts on the subject. So to conclude, with the growth of private car sales in tandem with the development of nations, so I've restated the topic in a different way, it can be seen that the benefits of motor ownership are overshadowed by the detrimental effects on the environment or to the environment. So there is my opinion again and my summary. This essay believes that these actions will have an increasing or increasingly negative impact in the future. That's my thoughts for the future. It's a nice way to finish the essay. So the final essay is on the following page, but just looking at the most important things to focus on are the introduction, paraphrasing, opinion if needed, thesis statement. These two should always be there. This may not be there depending on the essay title. 2 body paragraphs following, topic sentence, reason or supporting, example, summary. Summary is optional but recommended. Conclusion, restating the title, restating your opinion if it's needed, and another summary, like a final summary. So here is the essay. We won't go through it now. You can stop the video, read it. It's all color-coded again from the previous color code. So just take a note of what's what. I haven't changed. I know it's a bit strange because the 2 body paragraphs have slightly different color codes, but I wanted each part of the essay to have its own codes. So just go back and look at the different color codes, read the essay, and also understand how it's put together. I've given words for body paragraphs. Remember, 250 words is a minimum. If you go over that, that's fine. But absolutely, you must have a minimum of 250 words. So this gives you an idea of how many words. So here we have 113, 205. So 205 words. So that gives us 50 words or 45 words for this and this. Easily achievable. So with this and this, we're probably looking at 260, 270 words, which is fine. Okay, just recapping. The structure of the essay is one of the most important aspects due to the cohesion and coherence issue. The examiner should be able to follow the essay, and each point should flow into the next point. Topic sentences should be clear and short. Never make topic sentences complex. The supporting information examples should back up the topic sentence. And this is where you can use complex sentences to develop your idea. Always provide examples. They do not have to be researched or real-life examples, just the demonstration of an example. My examples are not, part of my examples are real. The Beijing thing I do know. The Delhi thing I do know. I don't know it in depth, but I do know that those two things are actually true, just from knowledge. The other example, I just made it up. Okay, try to write a summary sentence. Remember, I said they're not necessary, but if you put one in, it increases your chances of a higher score. This sentence should link back to the topic sentence. Okay, and also you have guidelines for the conclusion. So that's the end of this essay. So video, sorry. Stop the video, take your time, watch it as many times as you want. Practice the sentences, practice the paragraphs, come back to it, use it as a guide. You don't have to watch it once, you can watch it as many times as you like. And if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll be notified every time a new video is added to the channel. So thank you very much. And also, if you would like to have any lessons with us, we offer obviously IELTS lessons and many other types of English lessons. So please visit our website, www.englisheverest.com, and book classes with us. Thank you.